Okay, sweet. These are the different types of trainers, what they're used for. So these are my daily drivers. These are the Nike Invincible Run 3s. So for slow, long miles, zone 2 training, these are the workhorse. So these are designed to be used every single day. They've got loads of cushioning for the road and they're really, really comfortable. These are really important because you don't want to be running in trainers that are designed for like speed work every day, because you're just going to be putting excess stress on your lower half of your body. You need to, especially if you're running on the road. I'll talk about these trail runners in a second. Look how much cushion we've got there, right? Super, super important. Again, these need replacing every 500 miles, maximum 800 kilometers, 500 miles. These last a little bit less because they're a race shoe. But yeah, these ones, you need 1 to 2 pairs of these. And then don't worry if you spend 130 quid on these, 130 pounds, because when these retire, you can then use them for walking or training in the gym, stuff like that, just not for running. The reason why we replace them is because the inners inside here just gets worn and it's not as good to run in anymore. And again, doesn't have the cushioning, so puts more stress on your body. I talked about in my other video, my last video, about feet. So these are the special insoles I have to wear because I've got flat feet. So you'll see that it's got a raised arch, if you can see in the camera there. Right, it's raised up. It also has a wedge here. So I went to a physio and she put a wedge on for me and said that this was good for me because it didn't make my knees collapse in. And then I had to trim it down and put it in trainers. These need to be replaced as well. I'm not sure how many miles, but you can essentially test it and see if it flexes too much, but they're all okay. And then you can track the mileage in Strava like you would do with these. So I've got these in most of my pairs of shoes. Anyway, that's the Zone 2 daily drivers. Let's go on to the more exciting ones. So these are a tempo or a race trainer. These are the Nike Vaporfly 3s. These have a carbon fiber plate in them. So in here, there's actually a carbon fiber plate that runs the full length of this trainer. These are to be used sparingly because they only last about 200 or 300 miles, or about 400 kilometers. And so these are for like speed work only. So if you're going to be doing efforts like, I don't know, a few 100 meters, a few K, if you're going to do a 5K best effort or even a 10K best effort, you can run these. I know some people that run 10 miles or half marathon races in these. But yeah, these are not to be used every single day because they don't have the cushioning that they do, the Zone 2 trainers. But they are very fun to wear because they are rapid. But yes, to be used sparingly. I've heard of runners, they'll do a warm up for a 5K or they'll do a long, slow run, Zone 2, and then they will change into these trainers for any speed work on that same session. So they don't just do the Zone 2 run, long, slow miles in these and then do the speed work in these. They use the Zone 2 trainers and then swap out to these. Race trainers done. Right then, off-road traders or trail runners. So these are the Solomon Speed Cross 4s, really old model. However, I got them brand new, which is good. So the main difference between these and the daily drivers, the road running shoes, is that these have less cushioning in them. And then they also have 5mm lugs to help with grip on trails. These they sort of kind of rely on the ground being softer, which is why they have less cushioning. And they also have more stability because they've got less cushioning for when you're on a trail. If you go on a run that is the majority ran on road, then use the road runners, the road trainers, so you have the extra cushioning. Don't run in these. But if the majority of it is on the trail and only some of it's on the road, then yes, might be best to invest in a pair of trail runners like these, especially if you need the grip. If it's wet or for whatever reason, these are incredible. But again, most of your mileage should be done in the road runners with lots of cushioning, so that you have less stress on your body basically. But these are very good for the trail.